welcome you here on behalf of the Delray Alliance, who is a co-sponsor with our Congressman Ted Deutch for this event, and we thank you very much for coming. And I wish you, on behalf of the Delray Alliance, I wish you long life and good health. Please rise and salute the flag.
Send it. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless our troops. And with that, I will introduce you to our Congressman Ted Deutch. The overall.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure this mic is working. Does this mic work? There it does. Thank you. That. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And there were a lot of things that I wanted to come from having this event today, but the one thing that I can promise you will result from this. Where's Wendy? Wendy? Listen, we're going to make sure that we deliver to this facility a flag that was flown over the United States Capitol so that it can be here. I'm really thrilled to see so many people here. It is. Please invite everyone to sit down because this is a really long opening speech. Kidding. It's an honor to be here today to help repay veterans of the United States Armed Forces for their sacrifice and by ensuring that they receive the benefits that they so richly deserve. I want to really start by thanking all of the veterans here for your service to our country, for making it possible for those of us who are privileged to serve in public life to do that job on behalf of the greatest country on earth. Thank you for your service, each and every one of you. Well, listen, I'm also thrilled, I should say, to be partnering with the Delray Alliance. Bob Schulbaum and the Alliance are more involved in every part of this community than any other group that I know. So we knew, first of all, if we wanted word to get out about this, we needed to partner with the Alliance. But more than that, we knew that by partnering with the Alliance, we would reach out through all of their avenues to the entire community, and they continue to do everything that they've done as long as I've done it, which is to help find ways to make the community stronger and be responsive to the needs of our community. So I'd like to publicly thank Bob and the Alliance for what they do every day for this entire community. Thank you very much. I am incredibly appreciative of the Veterans Benefits experts and advocates who have joined us in this effort to inform veterans and their families of services available to them. I will introduce them momentarily. I will say at the outset, though, to the extent that there are specific issues, you will have the opportunity to talk with them, and some of the other folks who work here, I'll also identify them as well. But let me make clear, our office, Jill Benson is here from my office. Jill Benson and the rest of my staff does the most important work that a member of Congress does. It's not standing on the floor of the House and debating. It's not traveling to Washington and participating in votes from the floor. The most important work that I do is help make sure that the people that I represent receive the services that they deserve. That's what this is about. We do it every day. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our office if you ever stumble upon roadblocks as you're trying to obtain those services. But I hope that after today, it will be a little easier. Now, since the nation's founding, the men and women of the U.S. military have served across the globe to defend our people and our values. Their loyal service and patriotism does not come without great personal sacrifice. And to that end, I believe that the character of our nation is embodied in how we treat our veterans when they return home. That's really what was the impetus behind this. And despite the hard work of the panelists who are here today, and so many like them, all throughout our community and all throughout our country, there are still thousands of veterans across America who have not received the benefits that they deserve, who go homeless each year, and who struggle to get the health care that they need. So improving the programs that we have in place and making sure that no veteran falls through the cracks is an ongoing process. Along those lines, I'll spend a minute talking about how that process continues in Washington, even as advocates here work so hard on behalf of veterans. The legislation that I've been working on to help veterans, I think gives you some sense of what is really bipartisan support, needs to be bipartisan support for the veterans who have served us so well. The Military Families Financial Preparedness Act seeks to put military families on a path toward long-term financial stability upon returning to civilian life. The Military Surviving Spouses Equity Act is an important piece of legislation. Veterans and their families make great sacrifices on behalf of our nation, and I firmly support eliminating the survivor benefit plan offset. When our service members return, and again, you understand this, when our service members return, or when our service members fall on the line of duty, their surviving family members need our support. This legislation would help to ensure that that support is strengthened. At the same time, the Veterans Pensions Protection Act is a bill that will protect veterans from losing their pension benefits because they receive payments to cover expenses incurred after an accident, a theft, loss, or casualty. When assessing a veteran's eligibility for a pension, the Department of Veterans Affairs considers a variety of sources of revenue to determine a veteran's annual income. If it exceeds a limit, again, these are issues that come to our office every day. If it exceeds the income limit set by the VA, the veteran doesn't qualify for a pension or loses his or her benefits. And currently, the VA considers reimbursement that compensates a veteran as a result of accidents as income. Only reimbursement of expenses related to casualty loss are exempted from the determination. This legislation would seek to change that so that the formula that's used makes more sense and is more beneficial. The Disabled Veterans Tax Elimination Act is a piece of legislation. For the majority of America's disabled veterans, every dollar received in disability benefits is offset by a reduction in retirement pay, which is in contrast to other benefits, types of federal benefits, such as those afforded to federal civil servants. They don't work that way. They're allowed to receive concurrent benefits. This legislation would eliminate the requirement that veterans have a disability rating above 50% in order to receive concurrent benefits. Again, it's just another step that will go a long way to providing the sort of support that veterans are entitled to and deserve. And finally, just one last piece of information about what's happening in Washington, and then we'll move on to the reason that you all came. And that has to do with the Transition Assistance Program. The Transition Assistance Program was established to meet the needs of separating service members during their period of transition into civilian life. It offers job search assistance and related services. But in speaking with my constituents who have come to my office, who come to the town hall meetings that we have, and we see this, by the way, in men and women who served in Korea, Vietnam, and especially the current conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan, that there were too many people slipping through the cracks of this program. The returning servicemen and women echoed similar sentiments and frustrations with the program because there appears to be too many gaps, too many significant gaps in the consistency of services and in addressing the difficulties in finding work. There are 50,000 troops in Iraq who will be returning home. There are 100,000 troops in Afghanistan that will be returning home. We need to fix this program now so that when they return, they can capitalize on it, and we can help them find the work that they need when they return home. I've reached out to the Department of Labor. I'm dealing with the veterans groups. I'm dealing with the VA to make sure that this program is reformed so that as the troops return home, those who have already served and those who are currently serving, that as they return home, the program will work for them and will help them find work. Again, I wanted to spend just a minute going over some of my priorities in the veterans area so that you understand that this isn't an issue that I deal with only when we have an opportunity to do something in the district. It's an issue that I deal with every day in Washington. Now, let me get to the main reason you're here. We have a distinguished group of professionals, of advocates, both here in the panel and folks who are outside, some of whom you've already spoken with. Let me start by acknowledging who's been sitting outside of the tables. Angela Choice is here from the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs. I saw her, I think she's in the back. Angela, thank you for being here. Matthew Petery from Champ VA is right there. Thank you very much. Jennifer Catalita, Lake Worth VA Resource Center.